to AVC, better shutdown. Shutdown means zero output, then losses only the fixed cost. Shutdown point is minimum AVC. We discussed these things from the graph as well. AVC tells whether to produce or not. Shutdown if price falls below to minimum AVC. MC tells how much to produce. If P greater than or equal minimum AVC, produce output at which P equal MC. P equal means instead of this one, you can write MR as well. Always MR equal MC is the equilibrium condition. In perfect comparison, since price equal MR, so you can equate these two as well. ATC tells us how much the profit or loss the firm can make. In the long run, firm can change all the factors of production, no more fixed factors. Therefore, all the costs become variable cost. So, this is the long run cost curve. This is the curly type of curve. Is the long run cost curve. I'll just show that how we can make this long run cost. Okay, so think that this is just I'm telling you how to construct this long run average cost curve. Suppose that we have three machineries. One is a small size plant or the machinery. So cost is in that one is SAC 1. And also we have the medium sized plant. The cost of that one is shown by okay, cost on the medium sized plant can be represented by this one. Of course, you can make better graph than this. And the large size plant, you can show by this one. Now suppose that you are producing, you want to produce, this is quantity, this is cost. You want to produce Q1 level of output. To produce Q1 level of output, which plant is better? A small size plant or medium size plant or large size plant? To produce Q1 level of output, which one is better? because to go for medium and the large one, you need to bear extra cost because increasing the size of the company, definitely. If you want to produce a small amount, according to this, the small plant is better, then you can produce it that amount with C1 cost. Now suppose the demand for your product is increasing, you need to increase the level of output. Gradually increasing the level of output, you are coming to this point, Q2 level of output. Now you want to produce Q2 level of output. To produce Q2 level of output, what is the plant size? Better. Anybody here? Okay, for both the plant, cost will be C2, right? So, but whether to go for medium size plant or you are staying with the small size plant is depending on the market in the future. If you want to produce more than this, better to go for the medium size plant and coming downwards this curve, and the same decision you have to take when you come to Q3 level of output as well. If you want to expand the level of output further, better to install the large size plant as well. In generally, so this is what I want to say. So you will move in this way. Up to this point, you will come with the C1 and then you increase the capacity. Again, you will increase the capacity like this. Sorry. So this will be curly curve you have. But if you have many plant sizes like this, what will happen to this curly type of curve? It's gradually become smooth curve with the increases of the capacity. So that's what the next slide graph explains. Long run cost curve, average cost curve consists of, or we can take the long run cost curve from the short run average cost curve. Okay, so this blue color curly one is the long run cost curve. It's become very much smooth like this with the number of plant size. Right? You pay few attention to this one. So long run profit maximizing equilibrium means, again, no matter whether it is short run or long run, output decision you can take MRMC equality. This is the equality point. So the price is 17, quantity is 240. So you will make the long run cost at point R. Therefore, this shaded area is your total profit. Okay. This is how you can understand the profit by graph. Basically, the long run situation, firm can make only the normal profit because price and the cost become same. So therefore, at point M, forget about this short run curve. Only take this one and this one. So this is the equilibrium point, and this is the minimum point of LAC as well. So whatever the firm generate, 10 into 140 is 1400 is the revenue, and the cost is also 1400. Actually, profit is supernormal profit is 0. This is called normal profit situation. In the long run, perfectly competitive firm making only normal profit. That is the definition. run industry supply curve, you can take in this way. Long run industry supply curve can be flat or perfect elastic or upward sloping. It is depending on whether constant cost industry or increasing cost industry. Economic profit is zero for all the points on the long run industry. Supply curve for both type of industries you can take in this way, constant cost industry and the increasing cost industry. Let's see how to draw these cost curves. This is the constant cost industry. Now the minimum point of LAC is point M. So firm is producing 140 and per unit price or the cost is 10. If we assume that there is a constant cost will not change, right? If there are 200 firms, this is one firm, 200 firms together will produce 28,000 because 140 multiplied by 200, right? So you are producing at point A, cost is not changing till the cost is or the price is 10. If there is 175 firms, industry is producing this much, again the cost is same. More than 1,000 industry, this is the production, again the cost is same. So therefore all these three production points with the number of firms increases, long run cost in the constant cost industry will be perfectly elastic or parallel to the horizontal axis. This is the supply curve for constant cost industry. And increasing, this is very rare in the real world, but increasing cost industry, supply curve will be like this. And point M is the minimum point of the LAC of firm A, where there is producing 140, and if there is 200 firms like this, altogether at point A, you will, industry will produce 28,000. Now the more firms will come into the market, so therefore number of firms is increasing. Cost is of course increasing because if there are more number of firms, there will be more demand for factors of production. Therefore factor market, factor prices will increase, cost will increase to 15. At 15, 750 firm producing 1,500, so 105,000 units. If the number of firms increase to 1,000, cost will go up further to 17, then at point C. So you can see upward sloping curve by connecting all these 3 points. This is the long run industry supply curve. If the industry is increasing cost. Now everything we discussed, this is how you can solve mathematically. So we have to follow a few steps. Step 1, forecast the product price. Actually, for the examination purpose, forecasted prices can be it will be given, and then you need to estimate these two, AVC and SMC. This is the basic format of the AVC, right? Intercept, slope coefficient, and quantity. This is basically to take U shape. Those who did little bit mathematics can understand the shape of the curve. If AVC is given like this, from this, multiply this one by Q, you can get this TVC. From the TVC, to get MC, you have to take the first derivative of the TVC. For example, this TVC, if you multiply by the Q by this AVC, you can get AQ plus BQ q to the power 2 plus c q to the power 3. After multiplying AVC by Q, you can get TVC. MC is the first derivative DAVC, first derivative of TVC, dTVC over dQ. How you can take the first derivative? You can take part by part of this equation. First, you take this part and take the power value here. Power value is 1, not mentioned here, 1. Multiply the coefficient with the power value. 1 multiplied by A is A, and then deduct 1 from this. Don't write this one, but you can do it in mind. If you deduct 1 from this power value, then it is 0. Q to the power 0 is 1. 1 multiplied by A is again A. Then plus, take this part, power value is 2. Then multiplying it by slope coefficient, it's become 2B. And deduct 1 from this means Q to the power 1, that is Q. Plus, in this case, power value is 3, then it's become 3C, and deduct 1 from this power value, that means if you deduct 1, it's become Q to the power 2. So this is how you can take MC equation from the TVC. So it is same. Mathematically, definitely one of these type of sum will come into the examination. You need to practice these things. I will do 1 or 2 example in the class, depending on the time available. And you need to, step 3, check shutdown rule. What is the shutdown rule? If P greater than AVC minimum, no need to shut down, you have to produce. If P is smaller than minimum AVC, shut down. Then to find the minimum point of the shutdown, minimum point of AVC, so you have to get the first derivative of the AVC equation and equate it to the 0. Because the slope at the minimum point is 0. Slope at the minimum point is 0. First derivative always giving us the slope. So dAVC over dQ. This is how you can write it. And this is constant. Constant becomes 0 when taking derivative. And here only B will be left plus. So this part 2Q will be there. And this is the slope at this point. Since slope 0 at this point, you can equate it to 0. And then if you solve this one for Q, you can get this type of answer. So AVC comes to minimum at this level of output. That is how symbolically you can write those. And that is step 3. And this is how you can take the derivative. Step 4, if P greater than AVC minimum, so you have to decide how much that you can produce. For that actually, so you can equate T to SMC or MR to SMC. I'm always saying that in perfect competition, P and MR is same. So this is the price equation, and then you need to equate this one to MC. Symbolically, so you can do like this, and if MC is, if P is greater than or equal minimum is, find out the level of output. Now, P is this one, and P equal MC. So this is the A plus 2B Q and plus 3CQ to the power 2 is our MC. And you can solve it for quantity. If it is a quadratic equation like this, so this is how you can solve this type of quadratic equation, because we learned this equation maybe when we were at grade 10. අපි ඒ දවස්වල මේක පාඩම් කරලා ඍණ b ධන හෝ ඍණ වර්ගමූල b වර්ගය උන්නහම කියලා පාඩම් කරේ. Now you have to recall those things and convert into the English. This is the formula. Don't memorize, try to memorize this formula. Whenever it is necessary, I will give the formula in the question paper itself. After computing, finding the quantity, you can now calculate the profit. So that is how that you can get the profit maximizing level of output and the quantity. So we'll do some exercises. Most probably tomorrow also we have class. Tomorrow's class we can do. So until the these kind of exercises come, we'll continue with the theory. Now that is all for the perfect comparison. Now come to the monopoly. So basic features of the monopoly, here it is mentioned. Single firm, only one firm. Can you name, give example for monopoly firm, one or two? If you can give us, give me a Sri Lankan example for monopoly.
Supply.
Yeah, gas. LP gas is monopoly. No, not gas monopoly. We have two companies. Laugh and Shell, ne? Shell or Litro.
So the national water supply.
Yeah, water supply is monopoly. Electricity is also monopoly, because electricity, even though there are private sector producers, generators, all these purchasing by the CEB and then adding to the national grid. All the supply is coming from the CEB, so therefore CEB is monopoly. What else? Why actually water supply becomes monopoly? Why private sector people not coming into that business? Because government prohibited? Is government prohibited to private sector to enter the business?
Also because of capital investment. More than the
high initial cost.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, high initial cost. So suppose that, for what initial cost? For tank and the, pipeline and all these things. Now suppose government is allowing to, for charging minimum cost, same pipeline to the private sector. Then private sector cannot enter. Okay, if you cannot think about that example, you think railway also a monopoly in Sri Lanka. We have government-owned railway. Suppose now, in order to have a kind of proper, transportation services, government is taking a decision to allow private sector people to use the same railway lines and the station and the whatever the infrastructure facility available. Okay, then private sector people, those who have money, only need to buy, train engine and the compartment and put into the same line. It is not that cost. If government is allowed to use the same infrastructure for them for a small service charge. Why still private sector people is not interested in? Oh, actually, if government is proposing like this, is it good or bad? What do you think? another maybe 5 to 10 trains belongs to private sector, putting into the same railway lines. Is it good or bad? What you say?
It is good, sir.
Hmm?
It is good.
Okay, what are the problems comes after this? Then actually why government is not proposing, not this government, previous government as well, not propose? Why is that? Is it that difficult? No idea? And in the same way, if government says private sector, please use our pipeline and all, come to the water business as well. Is it good? Of course, for using those government infrastructure, government can charge some service cost. Okay, think that because you are silent, maybe you are thinking, right? Think
For
and
the consumer, it's good, sir.
sorry.
For the consumer, it is good.
Yeah, it is good, you know. Then why is not any government is not proposing such a thing? If government propose, will private sector people join? In some other countries, same railway lines, government trains and the private trains are, using. Same thing we also can do. Because in between the two trains, how many minutes or the hours that we have? Maybe hours and hours, no trains. Railway lines unutilized for 30 minutes or more. Railway station unutilized such a time. So those times we can send private train on the same line. Okay, think what is good and what is bad. Then you can come to your own answer. Okay? So produces and sells a good or service for which there are no good substitute. In the monopoly producers, the product that they are selling, it's very difficult for us to find substitute for it. So LAF gas we have, litro gas we have, and to find another substitute very much rare. Right? For firewood, instead of gas, is very much difficult. It's difficult to find, and coal is not very much easy to find. Okay, electric is okay but expensive. So it's not easy to find the substitute for cooking gas. So new firms are prevented from the entering market because of the barrier to entry, control of an essential input. Sometimes the firms limited to one or two in the monopoly firms, existing firm put some barrier. Suppose that existing firm control entire supply of very much important input. So without that input, others cannot come into the market. So controlling such a strategically important raw material existing firm can prevent newcomers entering the market. So therefore, there will be one firm in the market. So these are the reason for the monopoly firms to arise, I'm talking. And the next one is patent or copyright. The patent rights is given to encourage the innovation and finding the novelty for the existing product. You know, depending on the importance and novelty of the new things, you can take the patent rights or the copyrights from the government. Until such time, the others cannot enter legally to the business. So, if the patent rights covered 5-year period, for example, within these 5 years, innovator can act as a monopoly. And next reason is economies of scale. It's also called natural monopoly because with the expansion of the business, the large firm managed to reduce the cost continuously. So with the reduction of the cost, other small firm, new firm, cannot compete with the large firm, low cost. Therefore, small firms will leave out from the market, only allowing large firm to stay in the market. So large firm become monopoly. So it is not because of any other reason, but because of inability to compete with the large firm. Large firm, low price. And then the government franchises, that means government is allowing licenses like, you know, post offices, maybe another groceries and the liquor shop, for example. So without getting proper license or franchisee, you can't start the business. So those are the reasons for monopoly firms to arise. In case if I ask those, you should be able to produce a good answer for the question. Demand and the marginal revenue for the monopolist. Market demand curve is the firm demand curve. There is no different demand curve for market and the firm, market or the industry. In the perfect competition, industry demand curve is downward sloping. Firm demand curve is parallel to the horizontal axis. We learned that. But in this case, both same. Market is the firm because in the market there is only one firm. Monopolist must lower the price to sell additional unit of output. If the monopolist wants to sell more, reduce the price. Otherwise, people will not come to that product. If price lower, following the law of demand, people will come to the product. Right? So otherwise you can't. Therefore, demand curve is downward sloping as well as MR curve is also downward sloping, but MR is twice steeper than demand curve of the monopolist firm. So this is the graphically the demand curve. This is MR curve. I said this is twice steeper. How you can understand from the graph? The horizontal gap between the demand curve and the price axis has been this gap. Should cut into two equal segments because of this MR. Okay, here also two equal segments. So MR should go to this point, and if you extend this demand curve until it touches the quantity axis, what is the number here? What is the number here?
3,000.
3,000. Okay, answer is correct. So, then these two segments become equal. That is how you can draw twice steeper MR curve for the monopolist. short-run profit maximization for monopoly firm. Monopolists will produce, you see, MR and MC. Irrespective to the market structure, profit maximizing condition is the equality of MR and MC. This is as long as total revenue at least cover firm's total avoidable cost, that means variable cost. If TR is smaller than TVC or P is smaller than AVC, firm should shut down, then losses equal to the fixed cost. If P is greater than ATC, firm make economic profit. So therefore, firm should stay in the business as long as price is, below to, even if price is below to ATC, firm makes some losses, but still price above to the AVC, firm should stay in the business even if making losses. So from this graph, so you can tell this is the point where equilibrium condition satisfied. What is the condition? MR equal MC. This is MC, this is MR. These two equal at this point. Firm is producing 200. This is the profit maximizing level of output. What is the price of the firm product? What is the price? Unit price. Unit price is 7. Unit cost is 5. Cost is finding from the ATC curve. So you can find the point C and then come to the price axis. So from 1 unit you can keep 2 rupee or $2 profit, and then we have total 200. Therefore, value of the shaded area is equal to 400. That is supernormal profit. So this is short-run situation of the monopoly firm. Long-run situation, only the difference is LAC is now coming. So graphically, so this is the equilibrium point. Again, MC and MR. What is the level of output at the equilibrium? 350. Price is 55. Cost is 50. Per unit profit is 5. 5 into 350 is the total profit, which is equivalent to shaded area. So I told you about the market power of the monopoly firms enjoying. Market power is ability of the firm to raise the price without losing all its sales. If I ask you to define what is market power in the examination, this is the answer that you need to write. Ability of a firm to raise price without losing all its sales. Any firm that faces downward slope in demand curve has the market power. Gives firm ability to raise the price above average cost and earn economic profit because of the market power. Market power you can measure according to the price elasticity. Degree of the market power inversely related to price elasticity. Less price elasticity is less, market power is very high. If the price becomes so elastic, market power becomes very much low. So you can read this one. So you can use the Lerner index to measure the market power. Lerner index is, this is the proof, no need to prove this one, it is 1 over E. E is elasticity. So you're getting the Lerner index from this condition, P minus MC divided by P. No need to prove this one. If anybody interested, you can check this one. At the end, you have to get this equation. This is the Lerner index. It is inversely related to the elasticity. And also cross price elasticity is another measurement for the market power. Because I told you that monopoly's product has no very close substitute. Therefore, cross elasticity is very much smaller because people cannot move from one product to another in responding to the price, right? And also sometimes we cannot move from liter of gas to the laugh, not only because of the price, but initial price or the cost we invested in the cylinder, right? We cannot take the blue color gas to the yellow color cylinder as well as yellow color gas to the blue color cylinder. Even if laugh price is lower, blue gas cylinder holders cannot take this advantage. Right? So you bind yourself to the initial cost you paid to the product. And suppose that you have the petrol car, and if the diesel price is reducing, you cannot get this benefit because you have petrol car. Or if you have diesel car, and at that time petrol price is reducing, you cannot get this because if you want to take this benefit, you need to sell the petrol car first and then go for diesel car. So it is expensive. So people instead staying on the same product. So therefore, cost elasticity becomes very much close to zero. If cost elasticity is close to zero, means people cannot simply move from product to product, responding to the price. So therefore, it reveals that monopoly power is very high. Now, and also I said some barriers to entry. Existing firm can make some barriers. These are the few common type of barriers. I put 6 common type of barriers. Economies of scale. When load on average cost is declined over a wide range of output, relative to the demand for the product, there may be no room in the market for another large producer to enter the market. At least not without driving price below unit cost, making it unprofitable to enter. Because one large firm is there, the large firm capacity is enough to cover entire market, and its also cost is very much low. There is no other firms, space for the other firms to enter the market. So it is called economies of scale, experiencing by the existing large firm. That's why new firms is not entering. And another reason is barriers created by the government. Government barriers to entry, such as licenses for petrol shed, liquor. Those are very much debatable topics these days in the country. And franchising. Without this permission from the government or authority, you cannot start the business. And also patent rights. It's also become the barrier to enter the market. And the next one, C, essential input barriers. Suppose that to produce one product, so there is a very much strategical important raw material. Without that raw material, you cannot enter the market. That entire raw material supply is controlled by one or two firms, right? Those firms is providing those strategically important raw material to existing firm. By controlling the input supplies, you can prevent others to enter the market. And the brand loyalty, right? So it's a brand name. Over time, firm may develop such a strong customer allegiance that the new firms cannot find enough buyers at a price that covers the cost to make entry worldwide, right? Brand power, maybe some cigarettes, pain relievers, design, athletics wear, Adidas, Nike brand. you know, and soft drinks as well, you know, there are brands. So, you know, others, it's very difficult to compete with this brand. So brand become barrier for the newcomers to enter into the business. And the consumer locked in. I already said the example, you know, if you have the blue color cylinder in your house, so you lock to that. Petrol car, lock into that product. You know, even if yellow color price is changing, you can't. Even if diesel price change, you can't take those advantage. Simply, you cannot move from the product that you have to another because you lock into the initial. First, you paid on the cylinder and the car and the network externalities. Suppose that now we have, for example, you know, take mobile companies, Dialog and Mobitel. You know, which company is very good in terms of the coverage? According to you, because you may have experience. Dialog. Or Mobitel. Yeah, because to take the more benefit from the telephone, you should have the lot of customers, right? Suppose that you have landline, right? So in entire country, another 10 landlines are there. So you one out of these 10, you can make calls only to the rest 9 people. So the usage of your telephone is very much limited, right? Suppose that everyone is using land phone. And think about the utility of the land phone. You can at any point of time, you know, can talk to anybody. So they are also using, right? This is network externality. And if everyone is using Dialog or Mobitel, you know, same company, right? Mobitel to Mobitel, maybe Dialog to Dialog, all charges also free, maybe low price. So you can get more benefit. So if the Dialog is better, then majority of people will go with the Dialog. So then newcomers cannot enter the market because everyone interested in, you know, Dialog. Those are the common type of anti-barriers which prevent newcomers entering the market. So read those things with example as well. And monopolistic competition actually in between situation, monopoly and perfect competition. So this is monopoly, this is perfect competition. Right? In monopoly, one firm, perfect competition, too many firms. Monopolistic competition, you know, by the name implies somewhere here. Monopolistic competition. Right? Many firms. Right? So monopolistic competition, you can have, you know, differentiated product. For example, toothpaste, soap. So we have very, you know, number of brand is very much high. How many toothpaste varieties? How many soap varieties? How many cookies that we have? And snack food we have, right? So some example I put here, women's shoes, so many varieties, different brands, right? So because of this product differentiation or the service differentiation, right, company has some monopoly power, but we have so many substitutes. Therefore, demand curve is downward sloping, not very much steeper like monopoly, but this one is very much flat demand curve. But basic safety is downward sloping. So these are the features. Large number of firms sell the differentiated product. Market is monopolistic because of product differentiation. You have your own product. Signal has Signal toothpaste, Signal brush. Once you say Signal, you can identify differently Signal product from the other toothpaste or toothbrush categories. And the market is competitive because large number of firms and easy entry and the exit. So this is how you can show the profit loss situation graphically. What is the equilibrium point here? Equilibrium point? MR equal MC. E. Okay, what is the equilibrium price?
5.
Oh, don't panic. Price you can take from the demand curve.
9.
Panicking, you find the shortcut to come here. So first you need to find the demand curve. You find the demand curve at point A, and the price is 9. So what is average total cost? Average cost? There is another lecture is going on somewhere, but anyway, it's okay. So that is how you are learning. So what is the AC?
Right.
So you can learn all these things. So I'm totally disappointed your response and all these things. Anyway, what is AC? What is AC? AC or ATC, both said. Come on, you practice this one. So without your response, I can't teach like this. So this is the long run situation of the monopoly. Profit going to be 0 in the monopolistic competition in the long run. So you find the equilibrium point here, right? At this point, so firm is producing 4 units and the price is 6. And here ATTC is also 6. If P equal AC means per unit price and the per unit cost is same, then profit is 0. That is the long run situation of the monopolistically competitive firm. So better pay some attention for this one. And this is long run in the perfect competition, producing at the minimum point of the AC curve. So profit is 0 here in the long run, but monopolistic competition, even though because of this condition profit is 0, not equilibrium at the minimum point of ATC, downward sloping point. Firm is not coming up to this one, right? Even though there is a possibility to come. Right? This is actually wasting capacity. It's called excess capacity. Excess capacity situation in the monopolistic competition. This is cost to the society actually. Right? Even though profit is 0, perfect competition long run equilibrium happen at the minimum point of ATC. Monopolistic competition long run equilibrium happen at the downward sloping segment of the ATC. That is the difference between the two. So this is the summary of the same thing, and implementation of the profit maximizing output at the price and decision. Mathematically, first demand equation in the examination this will be given, and then you need to find inverse demand equation from this. That means you need to solve this equation for P, and Q you have to bring here. That is inverse demand. After this, actually, the next step, step 2 is find the inverse demand curve. I already said, solve in the given demand equation for P, and after that, solve in the marginal revenue. Marginal revenue is Now, MR is first derivative of TR with respect of Q, right? So, this is the inverse demand equation. A plus capital B Q, that is P equation. To get the TR, you need to multiply this one by Q. So then you will get this one, AQ plus B Q to the power 2. This is TR. Now to get MR, you have to get the first derivative of this. First derivative of this part is A, and first derivative of this part is 2BQ. Okay, so that's how, or that is why the same equation is putting here. Right? If you leisurely go through this, you can understand this equation very clearly. And if AVC is given from this, you can take MC as well. Before that, you have to get TVC from this equation. How you can get the TVC? Multiplying AVC by Q, you can take TVC, and taking the first derivative of the TVC, you can take MC term. That is step 4. And then 5, find out the profit maximizing level of output equating MR to MC. And number 6, profit. In order to get the profit, you find TR and TC and see whether firm is making profit or loss, and then shutdown rule. Check whether price is above or equal or below to minimum AVC. If price is below to minimum AVC, you need to stay in the business. If it goes below minimum AVC, better shut down, as I clearly written here. So then complete profit and loss, TR minus TC. So that is how you can implement the profit maximizing output and the price and decision mathematically. So this is an example. Before come to the next day class, you carefully come up to this point, and then if possible, you study how this numerical example has been completing here. So we will discuss those things tomorrow, starting from here. Right. Thank you very much. Today you helped me a lot because I covered maybe more than half of the, actually 77 slides are there. I came to 64 because of your help. How you help me? You stay silent, right? You will not ask question, right? So then I got this chance, assuming that you understood everything, I quickly run through these slides, right? So don't blame me. I think that you understood this one. That's why you not stop me. So we'll meet tomorrow again for one more class. So there we'll do some practical examples like this, numerical example. Thank you very much. Join